Wolf says no extension for Arthur. Nasser says Arthur has been excellent under Ole, and if they can't find a solid replacement, they should extend his stay. He's also one of the team's top assist providers. Alternatively, they could bring in a young, up-and-coming fullback to rotate with him and build for the future. And so that's actually my answer to your question, Con. I'm gonna jump the gun and answer it. I would say that we could re-sign Masuaku for, as you said, favorable financial terms, if we also bring in someone who can challenge him for that position. And I think, a Yasin Uzcan, it's too late.
That's too late.
To get him.
He's gone to Aston Villa. Yeah.
Yeah, but a player of that ilk, and he doesn't have to be Turkish, perhaps,
Yeah, someone like Samuel Dahl, maybe, but like...
Exactly. Someone who can challenge him, because we're going to need depth. We don't want to just automatically offload him if we don't need to, given the loosening of the foreign limits next season.
We still don't quite 100% know how that's going to work, though, because, like...
That's true. Yeah, but I feel like we'll be allowed to keep the guys that we already have. So in a sense, it almost puts pressure on you to do as much, right? Because... even though these guys aren't on the national teams, like it's maybe your last chance to have players of that sort.
But they didn't mention it, but I think it sounds too good to be true that there will be no limit. Like I feel like it's still gonna be 14.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Asterisk as far as the foreign limit goes, but I would say there's no sense offloading Masuaku unless if someone comes in with a bunch of money. And you have a solid replacement lined up.
He's leaving.
Oh yeah, that's not even an option. Yeah. Forget that. So I would say resign him if we can for a reasonable amount of money, and in addition, bring in someone who can challenge him for that spot to bring out the best in him. And if he also drops the ball again, he's out. It doesn't hurt it.
What about you, Cartel?
What about you, Cartel? Yeah.
I think under no circumstances should his contract be renewed.
Under no circumstances?
Yeah, no circumstances. More than Masuaku has been for the most part this season. And the fact he's 32 years old as well now. I think we should say thank you for your services and say goodbye, man.
Is he 32?
I think he's at least turning 32 this year, man. I can check that.
See what ChatGPT says.
I mean, if he's 31, that's not.
32.
So he's not. I don't really care about his age. Again, I think. My feeling about him is that if you can get someone who can challenge him for his position, it doesn't really matter that much if he switches off. Then you can sell him, and if you have him under contract for let's say 2 years at a reasonable rate, you could we've had teams come in for him supposedly, like Olympiacos, right? I feel like you could probably offload him in the following window and maybe make a little money off of him.
I'm thinking that they're probably just saying we'll take him off you for free. Otherwise, I think
maybe so. But I don't know why that would be the case, because I don't think if you look at him objectively from a scouting perspective, right? And you don't see those lulls in form. Sure, no, I know, but he's more than serviceable, right? And there are clubs in a position where they're going to need, in a January transfer window when teams get a little desperate. I don't know. Maybe making money is a little ambitious, but all I'm saying is I don't think if it's not a bad deal financially, and if you do have someone to spell him, for when, if he decides to, flake out again, I don't think there's much harm in it.
Yeah, I think that's the key. And I've been, hardest of anyone on Masuaku this season. I think when he plays like he's playing right now, I could definitely see there being a space for him in the squad still next season. Mainly because I think we should be bringing in somebody who can take that spot from him, who can be our starting left back 100% dude. But the problem is, if you do let him go, you don't only need to bring in that player, you also need to bring in a backup.
Yeah.
So exactly. Unless we have somebody lined up, I don't want Typhoon Bingu back.
We already have Batia and Emrecan Terzi as well.
Yeah, but Emrecan Terzi hasn't had a single minute this season. I think that should tell you something. I don't think the club sees any future in him.
Especially given the how this season has gone, right? He's had every opportunity.
Yeah. Bakhtiar, I think will go, man. I fully expect Bakhtiar actually to be sold. I think we will actually make some money on him. Hopefully, 5 million or so. Add that to the 5 million we'll probably be getting for Demirege, and the 10 million we'll be getting for Musrati. We can looking at 20 million coming in the summer. My main reason to maybe consider it would be that we don't have to bring in 2 left backs. Now, having said that, I think if there's like a good option abroad that the scouts found, like a Gurbeci or something like a Diaspora Turk, Mert Komur, isn't he a left back? I'm not sure what position he plays. But there's gonna be options. If you can find someone like that, bring that kid in, and then hopefully bring in a Samuel Dahl type before he goes to AS Roma. Because once a player like that moves to AS Roma, you're starting to pay big fees.
It's fast. It's over.
You need to get them when they're at Djurgardens or at AIK Stockholm or something, or that's when you need to get the kids. Hopefully we can find the next Samuel Dahl, and then we can add like a good Turkish option for the rotation.
You see him, Mert Kumur, Khan?
Yeah, I don't know what position he plays. He's number 10. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know. I'm sure there's somebody there in Germany, that plays left back or right back or whatever. Ideally, you get a good player that can can play both positions, right? They can play both left and right back serviceably, and then you can hold off on replacing Svensson, and then bring in a starting left back, and then if you have a good backup that can play both positions, that's the ideal world, right?